On this episode, we savor the unique flavors of Sanaa, enjoy the festive charm of Jock Lindsay's holiday menu, and brunch it up at Summer House on the Lake. Today's December 13th, 2024, and this is episode 728 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys! Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, in addition to live streams from the parks and our weekly live show, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. Ready for your next bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI-Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
Well, I hope everybody's ready for Christmas. Are you?
No.
No.
Are you?
No.
What do we have left to do?
A lot.
Okay. Can we do it after this?
I feel like a lot, but
Yeah.
it's
it just came so
up.
quick. I know it came so quick. I'm telling you, this year for some reason the time change has messed with me more than ever.
Really?
So much. Every night at like 6:30, I'm like, time to go to bed. Nope, it's 6:30. I think it's like 11.
You have been saying that a lot lately.
Oh my goodness, yeah. The other night it was like 9, and I was just like, I guess I'll go lay in bed. I didn't know what to do. Like it's just it's messing with me so much. And then the late Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
I think it's just made in these past 2 weeks. And of course we've been so busy. But we're having a blast doing it. And today we're gonna cover all of the dining from this last trip last weekend. And if you go back to the last episode, we covered Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Mm-hmm.
All about that, detailed itineraries, whether you're going the rest of this year or you're looking forward to it next year. We got you all set up there. And then today's going to be all about dining.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, like 37 of our, no wonder I've gained like 20 pounds. 37 of our last 38 episodes, I think, were about food.
Are you serious? That's funny.
It seems like it, right? Like every time now I changed up the title of episodes because every one was dining review. So like I'm trying to get a little more inventive here with episode titles, but we have been eating a lot, and we do it all for you guys.
Yeah.
So my 20 pounds is on you. That's not my fault. That was you guys. Let's start, I guess, do you just want to go over a little bit of an overview of the weekend? Because we're going to mostly talk about dining, but we went down specifically, not only for the Christmas party, but to be with Chuck and Amy.
Yes.
That had been some time.
Yes.
Luckily, Rachel was going to be there at the same time, so we got to link up with her as well.
Yes.
Where did we stay? And I guess outside of dining, is there anything else you want to talk about from the weekend? I keep getting the last two. I keep bleeding them all together.
Yeah,
I keep
it's
thinking
hard.
that last weekend we were at Victoria and Albert's, and that's now been 2 weeks.
Yes.
From
no, because it was Christmas party. So and Chuck and Amy, which they were at Polly, and they were so amazingly wonderful to let us crash with them. So that was amazing on Christmas party night for sure.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I will say that is the first time that we've done any sort of hard-ticketed after-hours party, whatever, and we have stayed at somewhere as convenient as the Poly when you have a party at Magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game changer, is it not?
Yeah, it was really great.
It was, yeah.
It's really great. So, yeah, I mean, I guess other than if you have it on your notes, the bus situation.
I have it to close with that.
All right.
I
well,
sure
then,
do.
Honestly, I think that's about it.
I mean, we mostly just ate and hung out. So
yeah, we really did. We went to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
and just kind of we rode dinosaur. That was super fun.
Yeah. If you have not heard, Dinosaur will be around all of 2025.
Yes.
So it sounds like they're going to start in Dino Land whenever they start there. Who knows how much of the Tropical Americas they'll get done before they move on to Dinosaur. Like for me, I think logistics are going to be their hardest part because of where Dinosaur is located.
Yeah.
You know, they probably should have done this before they tore down Primeval Whirl and started making, I guess, nothing out of Dino Land, because it seems like that would have been easier just to close that. With the limited amount of stuff that is available to do at Animal Kingdom, especially when it comes to rides and attractions, I wonder, are they going to try and finish large portions of Tropical America and open it before they shut down Dinosaur? Because you shut down Dinosaur and none of Dino Land is open. I mean, you literally have like a quarter of the park almost shut down. So that'll be really interesting. Yeah. But we're probably going to ride it every chance we get. And I think the guy in front of us either is going to ride it every chance he gets, or he's never going to ride it again. There was this guy in front of us, and I couldn't tell if he was screaming out of joy, fear, like to be funny, but it had me laughing the entire time.
Yeah.
He yelled at the top of his lungs for like most of the ride. And I spent the entire time just laughing. Yeah. Because it was hilarious. And we got the photo and like.
He was a bigger guy.
Yeah.
And he sounded like a little girl.
He did.
So.
Yep.
It was very funny.
Yeah, the photo we have of the ride, he is like mouth open screaming. His one friend next to him is laughing like crazy. Like it was one of those things. It was just so fun.
Yeah.
But let's start talking about the food, because we had lunch reservations at Sanaa.
Yes.
For that afternoon. We're going to go Chuck, Amy. Rachel was going to join us. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what time it was in the morning, but if I didn't eat, I was going to pass out.
Right. So we went to go find snacks. We actually went more towards trying to find the little kiosks that open, like Smiling Crocodile and things like that. They were not. So that was sad. So we went over to Pandora, and we have not had the Pongu Pongu in a very long time, which is a Pongo Lupia. Pineapple cream cheese, the spring roll for $3.79. We had it a very long time ago, and it was pretty good.
We'd had it a few times, a couple years ago. I mean,
yeah.
We
just weren't the ones that would go get it all the time.
Right.
But
it was a nice little treat.
It was, but unfortunately they changed it up.
Yeah, I don't know when.
I don't either.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's flat out gross.
Weird.
Yeah, we threw all of it away. From what I remember, however, and again, we could have had this last 4 years ago, and they could have changed it 3 years and 11 months ago.
Right.
I don't know, and I don't ever remember seeing any sort of story about, hey, they really changed this. So to me, it used to be a little bit of I feel like a thicker, tighter wrapped roll. Mm-hmm. I feel like they changed
it was
the
shorter
wonton wrapper. Yeah, it was like skinny, fat. Like it was just weird. It was a very thin exterior.
Very thin, yes.
The inside still had that cream cheese with the pineapple flavor, but now there were chunks of pineapple in it. Mm-hmm. And if you think the words cream cheese and chunks sounds gross together, it does. It just to me, it wasn't enjoyable. It was texture. It was flavor. Everything about this thing I thought was gross. I took one bite, was like, nope, I'm good. I would rather starve to death. You gave it a second bite, right?
Because I took the bite off the end because I took
probably the best part.
Well,
honestly.
You took the first bite, which was off the one end. I took the second bite, and it was just nothing but mush and stuff in my mouth that I was like, oh, like I like soft foods and I don't mind
mush.
I'm not a texture person, but I was like, oh, ew. So I tried one more time, like I always do, my second bite, and I took the second bite and took it off the end because there was more spring roll and it was a little crunchy. It was a little better, but that's sad because I don't want to just eat off the two ends and then not eat the middle. But
so what you got to do is you got to find yourself a middle person,
sad.
Right? You're the end person.
Yeah.
You got to find a middle person. And that person is not me. So again, this is one of those treats that we were like, you know what? We should probably get back to it. We should try it again. We did not get the Night Blossom, which is their delicious frozen beverage. I assume it's still delicious. For all I know, they put chunks of stuff in it. I don't know.
It looked
the same, right? But to be fair, their promotional photos on the menu of the pongu lumpia also look the same. Mm-hmm. Right? So
yeah, that's true.
Let's move on to some mostly good food.
Oh,
We're going to head over to Sanaa.
Yeah.
Right? We had not been here since July of last year, 2023. Mm-hmm. We were hoping to see our wonderful cast member friend Carson. She had to call out that day, but we wanted to go visit. And they've actually made some changes to the menu in the last year. So we had not been, back recently. So we decided to give it a shot again over there at Animal Kingdom Lodge in Kidani. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, we didn't see Carson, our cast member friend, but much to our surprise, we did see Santos.
Yes.
So that was amazing. And seeing him was great. Yeah,
we go back. Santos was one of the wonderful cast members in food and beverage that helped open Grand Destino and Kronos Club. Yep. That was July of 2019. So over 5 years ago, we met him. We've followed and watched his career. He's moved around resorts. He's now at Animal Kingdom Lodge there. And it was so funny because our waitress, Jessie, who we got, by the way, was incredible.
Yes.
She was just amazing. And she's sitting there talking to us and taking some drink orders. And I just look up, and all of a sudden, Santos is standing next to her, talking to her about something. And I was just like, what? So it was cool. We got to catch up with him a little bit, and then we'll touch base on something else at the end of the Sanaa review. But I guess give people a couple of the normal, and we're not going to go through the bullet points for all the places we're going to talk about, but we haven't chatted about Sanaa in, a year and a half. Yeah. So what are some of the regular standard bullet points for this one?
Well, of course, it's at Disney Animal Kingdom Lodge, but at the Kidani Village, not Jambo.
Yes. What is the parking situation there? Now, obviously, you can try and transport in.
Oh.
But, for people that are unfamiliar, you don't want to go park at Jambo House, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Because you'd have to walk. You want to park at Kidani, and you can go under the little garage and park in there.
So weird.
It's a weird garage. But
it is so weird to me to be at a Disney resort in a parking garage.
Oh, yeah.
It's so strange because it's the only one, correct? I believe that is the only Walt Disney World resort that has a parking garage.
Yeah. Anyways, so yes, go to Kidani Village, and then this is African/Indian inspired. Your dining plan, you get 1 credit on dining plan, and if you're AP, DVC, or Visa discount, your discount is 10%.
Yeah, I will say I think this is a good use of the dining plan. Based on the prices, most of your meals here, and we'll talk about what we ate, but we can talk about a couple other prices. Most of your meals here, entrees are in the $30 range.
Yeah.
And desserts are going to run like $15, $16, something like that. Of course, you get an alcoholic beverage if you drink alcohol within that dining package. So this actually, I think, can be a pretty good use of 1 credit.
Yeah, I'll agree. So you actually have breakfast, which is a quick service, at 7:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Lunch is 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Dinner is 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
Yeah. So you have a slight change, in menu from lunch to dinner. It's really just adding a few little items on the dinner menu. There's not a huge difference. I will say this is the second time that we have dined now at Sanaa in the past year and a half. Mm-hmm. Around a 2-ish reservation is actually pretty sweet because the restaurant starts to clear out for that 3:00 closing and change over to dinner.
Yep.
Both of these times, by the time we were ending right around 3:00, we had the entire restaurant to ourselves.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It's super nice when you're there catching up with friends the way we were, when you're seeing, cast member friends like Carson or Santos or now Jessie and chatting with her and all. So it's a really cool time. If you are looking at that quick service breakfast, which is basically means you're staying at Kidani most likely. Okay. If you're over in Jambo, you're probably going to head down to Mara and you're going to get breakfast there.
Right.
But if you want slightly more unique items, you can head over to Kidani, or obviously if you're staying at Kidani, because they have things like Eggs Benedict, but that includes arugula and a spicy hollandaise. They have
banana brulee French toast. That sounds amazing, right? To be honest.
Yeah, like you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
They've got a Sanaa breakfast sandwich, which is actually made with a naan bun. It's got like a chormula mayonnaise on it. They got a scramble hash with sweet potatoes. Like So they have a lot of different breakfast items there. So it's a pretty cool place to go ahead and head to, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's talk about our meal. I don't think anybody was surprised. What did we start with?
Oh, of course, the Indian style bread service.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's 5 breads with all 9 accompaniments. And we did all 5 breads. I think I still liked them, but I still think I would literally do the traditional naan, garlic ginger naan, and spice naan.
I would agree.
I would get rid of the other 2, which is the onion kolusha or the paneer parantha.
Yeah, paratha. They're much denser. I would almost say like a pancake. Wouldn't you? Those ones? They have more of a pancake kind of like texture, I feel like, and feel almost. Or a not a pancake, more like
not a pancake, because
pancakes
are fluffy.
Yeah, would you call it like a almost like a vegetable, like, you know what I'm thinking?
No.
Okay. I have no idea. It's like you made a light bready batter, right? You then fill it with like the onion or the paneer. It's a little bit denser, and then you cook it almost like a pancake, but it creates this denser kind of like bread thing. Anyways, they're not as good as the naan. Just do the naan. And you can pick whatever 5 you want. You could say, I just want 5 traditional.
Yes.
You know, or I want 3 traditional and 2 spiced.
Right.
And they have gluten-free as well.
They do. And I tasted Amy's, and it was actually really good.
It is.
I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
This runs $22 for bread service. You do get, all the 9 accompaniments, which is cucumber rayata. Yeah, that one. Roasted red pepper hummus, mango chutney, tomato date jam, tamarind chutney, coriander chutney, garlic pickled, red chili sambal, or spicy jalapeno lime pickle. And
what's your favorite?
My favorite is the garlic pickle.
Me too, I think.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
It's so
They're
good.
little cloves, basically, of garlic in there. And it's just so good.
Yeah. But they're a bit soft, like they were cooked as like a confit.
So good.
And then, with kind of the spiciness and stuff, or the garlic and spice to it.
And I wouldn't know how to then put these in order of my next and my next. I really just kind of went back and forth with a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. I love taking stuff, though, like the cucumber rayata, which is on the lower end, is cool. It has no spice level whatsoever to it. And you mix it with something like the garlic pickle, the red chili sambal.
Well, especially the red chili, I think, was a little spicier.
I think it's so good with that. The spicy jalapeno, or you take the tamarind chutney, that, the tomato date jam, the mango, the roasted red pepper. Those, again, are on the lower end. They're cooling. So if you're not somebody that does spice well, but you want some of the flavors, you can mix those together. And, of course, you can always get additional naan. I think this is one of the first times we did not order additional naan, because just you and I were eating off this service.
Right.
And then Chuck and Amy got their own.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't ask for any more because we were actually getting some entrees and then additional... we got the soup, which was super cool.
What is that?
So it's a seasonal soup with the chef accompaniments for $10, but it was the tomato, basically.
Yeah, right now it's
cheese.
tomato soup with paneer, cheese, and it's like little cubes of paneer. Like instead of like croutons or something, it's actual little chunks of seared paneer cheese, which is super duper good. And this has been their seasonal soup for as long as I can remember, and as long as for every time we've been there. I honestly don't know if they're changing this over summer. Right now, John Self is texting me and telling me, so I can guarantee it as he listens to this. But it's so good. Isn't it?
Rachel got it too. It's really, really good.
It wasn't even on my radar until Rachel, because we've had it before. Rachel's like, "Oh, I wonder if the seasonal soup is still the tomato. I'm going to get it." And I was like, "Oh, we got to get one."
Yeah.
Too. It's so good.
So between this and then the soup, I was almost getting full, but we were going to share an entree. And we're going to talk about this one first that we shared.
Yeah.
Because we'll talk about Rachel and Amy and Chuck's dish next. Because
why?
Well, because let's go ahead and get the negative out of the way for you.
Yeah. No, this was for everybody.
Okay.
Who tasted it.
Well, that's true. But anyways, so we got the vegetable curry with shrimp. This is seasoned vegetables with fragrant rice for $32. I thought it was fine, but everybody else that did taste it, I mean, Jeremy tasted it and just, what'd you think, babe?
Unfortunately, it was probably one of the least flavorful dishes I've had on property. Again, not that it was bad.
Right.
It just, it was lacking flavor.
Right.
And especially when you're somewhere like Sanaa, which is known for very, very bold flavors.
And after we had the bread service,
right,
and then the soup.
Chuck and Amy got lamb kefta, which we didn't have this trip, but Ron and I have had it in the past. It is delicious. Good. It is like just punching you in the face with the lamb flavor and the seasoning. The soup, outstanding. The bread service and all these accompaniments and dips and the naans and everything. This was just like it. It wasn't even almost one note. It was like no note. Everything was cooked perfectly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The vegetables were tender. The shrimp were big and cooked well.
Yes, they were.
The rice was perfectly cooked and flavorful. The rice was flavorful as rice. But the sauce and everything with it, it just, to me, I don't know what it would have taken. Just salt, pepper, maybe what I did with the leftovers when we brought it home.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, because I'm going to say, I think because I had all like the bread service and the soup, I think I was okay with it just being plain. Because I took a few bites, and I think because, like Jeremy said, everything was cooked good.
Yeah,
it was good to me. I didn't see how it lacked flavor really until everybody else said it. And this is where I think, okay, obviously I'm not no foodie. I don't know nothing. Well,
no, don't say that, because, this, I think of curry, red curry, and yellow curry, green curry, right? Yeah. And you think of these certain flavors. Now, Zanzibari, which is this vegetable curry, is a region in Africa, I believe. This might be on point for that. It might be perfect. There might be like, well, these don't have these bold same curry flavors that you're used to. So again, I'm not knocking it as far as what maybe it's supposed to be, unless someone can tell me, no, you're correct, this is lacking the flavor that Zanzibari vegetable curry with shrimp would normally have.
Right.
And when I think of it back, now I wouldn't order this again, most likely.
Okay.
But going back, I kind of wish that we had this and the bread service with the accompaniments at the exact same time. Because I think if you actually kind of created almost like a little smorgasbord out of all of these, and you had some of the bread and you put a little bit of the maybe spicy sauce on it, and then you dipped in like Indian food, like they don't use utensils usually, right? You're using your hands and you're using bread.
Right.
And that's basically your utensil. I think if I treated it like that, it actually could have been probably pretty good.
I
saved it a little bit.
Well, we did. He didn't eat any more. We were going to say something, but then you were like, I can fix it. Yeah. So we're like, because you can fix it.
Well, no, here's my thing, too.
We were going to eat it and we weren't going to say anything.
Yeah. My thing, too, is if I think something was prepared potentially incorrectly, that's when I think it's right to say something. Like, let's go way back earlier in the year to the Locomoco that I got takeout at Polynesian.
Right.
I should have said something. That was not prepared correctly, right? Okay. I should have said something. To me, this was most likely prepared correctly. Okay. Like I said, everything was cooked right. The portions were huge. The flavors maybe were right on par. I just don't know what those flavors are supposed to taste like. Yeah. So again, that's the reason I was like, I can't say anything because I didn't personally like something. Yeah. That was prepared the way that it's supposed to be prepared.
Okay. That's fair.
If you'd come out and the shrimp were tough or rubbery, or the vegetables weren't cooked, or the rice was crunchy, that's a different story. Right. So give them the benefit of the doubt.
We brought it back. You fixed it. And then I still liked it and ate a lot of it. Yeah. Did you like it?
I did much better.
Fixing it?
Yeah, I reheated it in a pan. I added a little bit of milk and curry powder, like some coriander, a little bit of cumin. I just added some extra spices. I cooked it all up in a hot pan with some oil and, again, a little splash of milk. And I thought I was able to revive it enough that you and I ate the rest of it. Yeah. And it is a huge all of these are very large shareable portions.
Yes, I agree.
So I'm very glad that like I didn't just order this as an entree and then you ordered another $30-some entree,
gosh.
right?
Right.
Because for one, I probably would have been like, can we trade entrees? And then two,
and I'd
we
have
would
probably
had
been okay with it.
And two, we would have had so much more left.
Yes, we would have.
So, but oh well. Again, live and learn.
Oh,
that's
right.
why we're here, right?
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the poachy inspired.
Yes.
So you're going to see this on the menu here, and it really is like the bulk of their menu.
Yes.
And it's really cool because you get to build your own dish, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have area, it's called Journey, which is basically your protein. And then they're going to have Harvest, which is like your veggies and what are the other words? Legumes. Right?
Okay.
And that's what they're called? Are beans legumes or are beans their own family?
I don't even know.
And a legume is like a whole other. Like, what's a chickpea fall in? Is that a legume or a bean? Or is it a whole other thing?
Pea.
Peas? No, I think peas would be part of that family, though. I don't think their own like subculture. Like, there's not like a whole pea city, and then you have a legume city and a bean city.
I didn't. Okay,
Like West Side Story. Who do you think fights? Does the knife fights? Yeah, I think it would be the beans versus the legumes, is my guess. They probably have bad blood between the two of them. Right?
I didn't even know that was such a thing.
Legumes?
Yes.
Yeah. Legumes are a thing. I honestly
And the way you
couldn't
keep
tell
saying
what's in
it's just
legumes.
Weird. Yeah.
You know how to spell it? Legume.
Okay.
Legume. I feel like I'm going to
Stop saying it.
So, they're going to break it down on the menu for you, which I love. Like, I love when I go to a Mexican restaurant and the back page is nothing but definitions.
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes you don't know what things are. And I personally don't always want to ask, especially if there's going to be maybe things that I'm not going to understand.
Well, you can look it up like Rachel said.
Yes, and we did some of that too, but they do print it on the menu. So different things that you're going to see. For example, Gone Seafood Curry. That Gone is a blend of spices. It's garlic, ginger, and onion, along with fresh tomato and coconut. You're going to see Vindaloo. They have a pork Vindaloo. That is flavored with chilies, garlic, and vinegar. Rajma Masala. That's going to be red kidney beans, spices, onions, tomatoes, and herbs. They've got a chickpea what? What?
Chickpea what?
Every time I think of Busy Phillips' character from Cougar Town, because you'd always go, what?
Oh, yeah.
It was so annoying, but I loved it.
That's funny.
That's one of those characters that you should not like, and you love the character. Because if that person was real life, if Busy Phillips' character was in real life,
and I love
oh my gosh,
her,
she's hilarious in that too. Yeah, Busy Phillips is outstanding.
Yeah,
she's also a huge Disney fan.
Aw.
I either am remembering the wrong movie. I believe she tried for the part of Rapunzel in Tangled for the voice, if I remember.
I think I remember you saying
right?
that.
I think so. Because she posted a video from Disney when she was visiting, and it was like, 5 facts you didn't know about Busy Phillips, and one of them I believe was she tried out for the voice of Rapunzel in Tangled.
She did not get it.
No, she did not. And Mandy Moore did an excellent job. Also, the name of the choreographer for Taylor Swift is Mandy Moore, but it's not the Mandy Moore you're thinking of. I had to go look it up. I saw it and I was like, what? They have the chickpea wat, which is a hearty, flavorful Ethiopian stew made with chickpeas, vegetables, and spices. Then they've got a sukumi wiki, which you can also look what that means on Wikipedia. It's pretty interesting. Popular East African dish of sauteed greens with onions and spices. And then you have your lentil dal, which is a spiced curry from the Indian subcontinent made with split peas or lentils cooked until softened and thick. So Poachy inspired. Both Chuck and Amy selected one of these, and Rachel. Now they both got the lentil dal.
Okay.
And then Chuck and Amy got the Gone seafood curry, and Rachel got the braised beef with hers. These are $35, and again, they're very large portions. Did you try both?
No, you did. Only you.
I did not. You didn't try either?
I did not. I was very full, and I didn't think our dish was awful. And then Rachel tasted our dish and she agreed with you completely.
There's just no flavor.
And she's a foodie. Like, I mean,
she knows food very well.
She is one I would love to take to Victoria and Albert's.
But she's one of those folks that, like, she was texting it this morning from Summer House for brunch, and I'm very.
We went to Summer House for brunch. She was.
I'm sorry. She's a cake bake shop. Yeah, we're going to talk about that later. But she was texting, and I genuinely am like, I really want to know what she thinks. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, because she knows her stuff, and
Yes,
she
she does.
has eaten all across property,
Yes.
and she knows the compare. Like, so
And she's eating outside the bubble and all that. So
yeah. She is one of the go-to people that I ask about food.
yeah.
Honestly.
So, then with that, Rachel was like, "Taste mine." So you tasted, and then you also tasted Amy and Chuck's, because both of them were like, "Ours is fantastic,"
yes. And it was
so good.
Yeah, love them both. The Gone seafood curry, now that I know, is what I thought. Like when they got their dish, the color, the flavors, everything about it, I was like, I thought I was getting that one. I thought that's what mine was going to be.
Okay.
And it was not. Again, everything cooked to perfection. It had that true curry flavor that you're used to, more along the yellow kind of curry. And then that braised beef was just melt in your mouth, delicious. Like
good,
slow roasted, braised, whatever, beef that has been going all day long with those spices, just, depth of flavor, just amazing. So now we know, right?
Yeah.
We'll do that next time.
Yes.
So
I just heard to say, which one would you get though? Since you did taste both, would you get the seafood curry?
100%.
Okay.
I would get either. It would literally just depend if I was in the mood for shrimp that day or beef. Nice. But either one of these. And honestly, I would go with, we've had the butter chicken there, which is on the poachy inspired, or they have a pork vindaloo. Mm-hmm. The butter chicken is outstanding. Mm-hmm. We have not had the pork vindaloo, but based on the rest of these meats within the poachy inspired, I'm guessing it's very, very good. We'll probably maybe try that the next time we go here. Okay. Right?
Sounds good.
It's just hard because honestly, I think Sanaa would be like a Three Bridges, a Bar Riva type place to us if it was more accessible, right? Like if Sanaa was literally inside of Animal Kingdom Park. We'd eat there every other month.
100%.
Or like we do at Yak and Yeti.
Yeah.
We'd be at the bar once a month just grabbing a bite to eat.
Bread service.
Yeah, getting bread service. Yeah. We used to. So when they reopened, we were actually there, I know, August of 2020. So, month after the reopening.
How many bread services did we get?
A lot. The kids actually started virtual school that year at Animal Kingdom Lodge on the balcony.
Yep.
And so... where was I going with that one?
Maybe the bread service, and when we
how many? Yeah, so you could only do carry out.
Yeah,
because they had not opened the restaurant, and it was a very limited menu. But one of the things was bread service to go.
Yes,
and you would mobile order it.
Yep,
and it was limited interaction.
Yep,
and we would get 2, and bring it back to the room, and we would just eat that like all weekend. And over the course of, I bet that year, I bet we had a dozen bread services or something.
That was a lot.
Like I think that one weekend we got 2, we ate it all, and we actually got another one.
I think, to take home.
They're perfect. Yeah, to take home. And we did, and we came home, we like reheated it.
Yeah.
So Jessie came around. She's like, "Have you guys saved room for dessert?" And we're like,
"No, we're full.
No, we cannot have dessert."
No, and this was party night.
Yes, it was. So we wanted to save, and it's late. This is almost close to 3:00 now. And then what happened?
Well, because we did see Santa's. Jessie came back by and said, "Well, I know you said no dessert, but Santos wants me to send over 3. So I picked my 3 favorite." And we were like,
what?
"Oh, okay. Thank
God,
you
there
so
were
much."
5 of us.
Yes. So she picked out the wildebeest.
Wildebeest.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Wildebeest. This is a flourless chocolate cake, milk chocolate custard, and chocolate fudge coated cocoa nibs for $11. And all of these, I believe, were gluten free, so Amy could taste it, right?
Yes, I believe she was able to try all.
This for sure is the flourless cake. Then there was a giraffe tower mousse, which is banana cake, peanut butter mousse, banana mousse with caramel with Tanzan peanut butter brittle crunch for $12. Then there was a black sesame sundae, which is black sesame ice cream, roasted spiced pineapple, tea, caramel, milk, crumble, and raspberry crisp for $10.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, I was thinking, reading all this.
All three of these were outstanding.
Yeah, they were. I don't know the flourless chocolate cake was gluten-free for sure, and
Yes.
she could have that.
Yes.
I'm not sure about the other two, and I don't remember watching her eat it.
I know. I was too busy shoving my own face
Yes.
full of desserts that I didn't
I'm gonna
want.
say if I had to go back and I would 100% get the giraffe tower mousse again.
Mm-hmm.
This, I think, was my favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
The little peanut brittle crunch is made in house.
Dude.
She told us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically just like peanuts.
Candied peanuts, I'd say.
Yeah. So good.
Oh, this is another, like,
now
sell these by the bag.
Yeah. You would have taken this peanut brittle crunch and put on the black sesame sundae, correct?
Yeah.
You
the flourless chocolate cake was outstanding.
It was
my
very
least
good.
favorite. But for a
Yes.
flourless chocolate
it was
cake,
really good.
this was great.
really good.
The
I
draft
just like
tower
the other
mousse.
two better.
Yeah, the draft tower mousse was one of those that was just like, oh, I got banana. Wait, there's peanut butter. Oh no, now I got banana again. Oh, there's a little bit of caramel. Let me have these peanuts. Like, there was so much depth to flavor to this. The black sesame sundae. It might be my favorite because it caught me so off guard
Yeah.
with how good it was. Like, this tasted like something you'd get from Salt and Straw.
Yeah.
I think it was creamy. These black sesames, like everything about this, it's one of those that is really hard to explain the flavors because a lot of the flavors were actually new to me.
Yeah.
I loved it. I would get this again and again and again, along with that draft tower mousse.
Yeah.
But they're desserts, and they're all gorgeous. This draft
Yeah.
tower mousse
Super cute.
is stunning looking.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. So we love Sanaa very, very
Yes.
much, right?
Yeah. Very much.
All right, let's move on to a little breakfast item.
Okay.
Polynesian.
Yep.
This was Saturday morning, and I wanted something. I also kind of needed to get out of the room because I got up early and everybody else was sleeping in from the party, understandably. Because we didn't get back till like 1 a.m. I was up long before 7. I felt like, but no, this was Saturday. No, this would have been Friday morning. I'm sorry.
Friday.
Yeah, it's because I had to get up long before. Well, I didn't have to get up long before 7, but my brain did because I had to book our Lightning Lane multi-pass and single pass for our trip with Lacey this weekend.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we got Cosmic Rewind single pass. We got a Tron single pass. And then through multi-pass, I booked Tiana's, Pirates, and Haunted. Now, we'll of course go over this some, but we are going to start in Epcot. But I bought the multi-pass for Magic, which obviously is more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to start in Epcot to try and secure a virtual queue for Cosmic so we can ride twice on Saturday.
Yes.
So that was kind of, then we're going to pop over to Magic. We're going to come back to
put
Epcot.
My, patch on tonight then.
I would probably recommend it. There's going to be lots of riding of stuff.
Yeah, especially
So,
with Lacey, and
yes.
she's
going to want to do as much as we can.
Yes.
Yeah, don't you need you feeling ill. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go down to the lobby. I'm just going to hang out there until I get word that everybody's awake. I don't want to wake anybody up. And then I decided to mobile order the morning flatbread. So Amy actually came down to meet me.
Yes, she did.
She was going to get something. I was getting coffee for us and all. So this is from Captain Cook's. This is scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, cheddar, mozzarella, Parmesan, chives, and a house-made sausage gravy. $10.59.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pretty good priced flatbread. It is like ovalish, but I'd say it's a good 12 inches by 6 inches.
Okay.
Maybe. You had some, right? You had a bite or two.
I did.
Chuck had a piece.
Yes.
I devoured the rest.
Yes. It was
What'd you think of
very, very good.
It really was.
The little sausage was cute because it was cut. It was like a sausage link cut up.
Yeah.
So super cute, but it was really good. Like all the flavors were there. And when you just said house-made sausage gravy, I don't recall that.
That's the sauce basically. So it's a light layer. Yeah, it's dough. It's a light layer of that instead of like a tomato marinara sauce.
Okay.
Then it has everything else on top.
Well, it was fantastic.
It was.
And it didn't seem like sausage gravy like
it wasn't overpowering or
it was
anything. It
good.
just fit.
Yeah.
Which I think
really
is why
good.
it worked so well.
Yeah.
I liked the cut link sausage. It was very odd
But
to
it was
have
good.
on there. But it was a good balance against the texture for a guy like me of the scrambled eggs and the bacon, which are much more of this ground feeling. So when you actually got that different texture of the link sausage, I thought it was nice. All the cheeses, I loved this thing. The dough was light. It was perfect. Like, this was really good.
Yes.
I'd get this again and again.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those, like, put these on some breakfast food court menus across property, even if you need to change it up a little bit, change the flair, make a veggie one, make a whatever, like, this was super duper good.
It was.
One of the other stops we made that day, because we went over to Hollywood Studios.
We did.
To see our wonderful friends Jossie and Nick, who were in town for their first trip in 4 years.
Wow.
We had not seen them in 4 years.
Yeah.
These are folks that we keep in touch with pretty regularly, but we don't get to see them often.
Yeah. They were in California.
Yeah, now in Virginia.
Yep.
Because Nick got stationed in Virginia, so now at least they're a little bit closer to Disney.
Yep.
They've already, literally 1 minute ago, she texted me with the screenshot. They have booked for next year around the same time in December, so that we can plan to go and actually spend like quality time with them,
right?
Instead of a quick 30-minute, conversation. But we did decide to get a little dessert, try one of the holiday treats from ABC Commissary.
Yes.
We had a couple we were looking at, and we just landed on this one to mobile order. What was it? What'd you think of it?
It was the Lindsay cookie mousse tort. I think we landed on this because we love the Lindsay cookie over at Epcot.
Yeah.
Layers of hazelnut cake, raspberry black currant mousse, raspberry jam, and sweet snow dusted Lindsay cookie for $6.29.
It was a hearty little treat, isn't it?
It was,
yeah,
and it was
got some weight
really
to it.
good.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Chuck tried it. Amy cannot because it is not gluten-free. Chuck did. He said he thought it was actually probably better without the cookie.
Yeah.
I can't agree with that because the hazelnut cake to me was softer and the Lindsay cookie was a little crunchier. I liked them together. I really did. But it was really good, and I would get it again.
So the flavors I thought were outstanding. The composition was tough. Here's actually what should have happened.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So the cookie's on top.
Yes.
And you want to eat this thing with a fork. Well, the fork, with the cookie being on top and the items underneath being softer, when you go to try and break through that cookie with the fork, it just squishes everything underneath it and it makes a mess. I think, honestly, if you just flip this upside down, so the cookie was on bottom and so the cookie was the crust, that's how you should eat it.
Yeah,
so get one of these, flip it upside down.
Get another plate. You'll have to ask for another plate.
Yeah. Why? You just take a fork underneath and just do it that way.
Okay. Somebody's going to flip that on the ground.
I probably would.
You put a plate on top and you just turn it upside down. That's
how I make quesadillas in the pan. Instead of trying to flip it, you take the plate, you put it on top, and you flip the whole thing, and then you slide it off of the plate with the uncooked side back into the pan. That's the way you do it. So I did love this. Again, flavor's perfect, regular composition, hard to eat, flip it upside down, outstanding. But everything is there.
Yeah.
And that cookie part is just the most perfect shortbread.
Yeah. I thought
it's
it was really
so
good.
dang good. We got to make shortbread.
Yeah.
We haven't done that this year yet.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We gotta get on that.
We got to get on that. Like we don't have enough to do. Add it to the list. All right. We're going to talk about Jock Lindsay's. We did stop there, and I would still like to make one more stop before the holiday season is over. There are a few more new items, holiday items that we want to try, some old favorites, but we'll go ahead there. They're open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. There's no discounts.
No.
Right? Unless you're a cast member.
Correct.
Which was funny because last time we were here with Steve.
Yes.
And our waitress, she was like, do you guys have any discounts? And we said, do you have any discounts? She said, no, only if you're a cast member. As she was walking away, I was like, we should have brought Steve, who was not feeling well, but because otherwise we probably would have had him there.
Right.
And she turned around, she's like, wait, are you guys cast members? And we're like, no, we just have a good friend who is, and we wish we had brought him.
And she was like, bring Steve next time.
Yeah, she was like, bring Steve next time. We're like, we will totally bring Steve. You think she was single?
That's what I was wondering.
We will bring Steve. Steve, we got you, bud. This is one table service credit, but I agree with him because I've been whenever I do these, I'm always going to end up texting John Self because I need to verify stuff, and normally it is not correct on Disney's site.
Okay.
And this was a tough one to figure out.
Oh.
But he said it is one table service credit, and I agree with him, though. It is a horrible use of a table service credit.
Okay.
So don't bother using it here. Just pay out of pocket.
Okay. Yeah, so we love the menu, and some of the stuff is back, which we were excited about. They put a little spin on meatballs that they have normally, which is good.
Yeah, they got a holiday one.
Yeah, that pulled that over.
And instead of the potato little whatever they're calling them underneath, they're sweet potato. Ooh. And it's like a maple bourbon glazed meatball.
Maybe
so we will
should
make sure we get one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck had the Tannenbaum, which we've had that before. You have, I feel like?
No, I don't believe so. This might be one of the new beverages this year, one of the new cocktails, but I don't believe I ever had this in the past. It did not look familiar to me by the greenness and the frothy white top. I think I would have recognized it.
So it's Malibu coconut rum, Midori melon liqueur, pineapple juice, and cream of coconut garnished with the red sugar rim, whipped cream, and a holiday sugar piece for $16.50.
Very pretty beverage.
It was. He said it was very good.
He said it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
But to be honest, right now you could put a flaming glass of gin in front of me, and I'd be like, I would drink that, but I can't, so I won't.
No.
But I opted for one of their non-alcoholic beverages.
Yeah.
Is the Poisonless Dart. It is soda water with mint, simple syrup, and fresh lime juice for $5.75.
What'd you think, honey?
Well, this is basically the flavors of a mojito if you got the measurements of each of the items as horribly wrong as you possibly could.
Mm-hmm. It was not good.
It was fairly undrinkable. We both had a couple sips, and then I tried to top it off with it was so strong in the wrong flavors.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I tried to top it off with water.
Lime juice,
so tart.
Like
so much lime. Yeah.
Too much.
Yes. So I tried topping it off with water, mixing it. It still didn't work. So I just kind of took a loss here. I just took the L, said that's $5.75. I'm never going to see again. Didn't bother saying anything.
Yeah.
I'd find it hard to believe, going back to like Sanaa saying, well, that was prepared properly. I just didn't like it. I'd be shocked if this was prepared properly. I don't know. Maybe they were busy in there and they just messed something up, and maybe they mixed up the lime and the soda water. I don't know, but it was not good at all. And we had some here last time with Steve. To me, I'm really surprised, and I'm hoping they'll get on the bandwagon soon with the true. I'm surprised they're not doing more inventive things with zero proof here, because they've got about 4 non-alcoholic beverages that to me still fall a lot on the line of here's a bunch of fruity, sugary juices that kids will just drink up like crazy. So this place is ripe though for having something like a non-alcoholic smoked old fashioned. Yeah. Right?
100%.
Or, doing something like truly inventive here.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll do that. We'll see. Let's move on to the next item that came to the table that Amy ordered because it's actually gluten-free.
Yes. And this is your bread dip pyramid. So this is Brazilian cheese bread with creamy tomato and chorizo dip for $12.50.
I believe this is new this year for the holiday menu.
Oh, well, it was fantastic.
It is ridiculously
good. So good. We loved it.
This is what the Brazil food kitchen and kiosk during the festivals wish that they could make. Mm-hmm. This is honestly what should be there.
Yeah, it's so good.
We've always said that Brazilian cheese bread at that booth needs something like a dipping sauce.
Yeah.
If you go to Skipper Canteen, you can, I don't think it's back on the menu, but it is off menu. You can order it. Brazilian cheese bread is going to come with cream cheese and a pesto. Works very well. This creamy tomato and chorizo dip, like cream cheese and pesto who? This is amazing. and this Brazilian cheese bread on its own, I think, is leaps and bounds. Better than what they're serving at the Brazil booth or what you can buy at Costco or in stores. Do you agree? Did you love this thing?
Yes, I did. And it looked like it was homemade because there was some big pieces, smaller pieces. Yep. Like it was really cool.
Yeah, it did. All the pieces were different. Yep. I mean, it really looked rustic. God, this creamy tomato. Like this creamy tomato and chorizo dip. Like I could do shots of that. I could just drink it down. I could have drank a glass of that instead of Poisonless Dart. It would have been better. What else did Amy order? Because you partake in these. I do not. So I will let you take this one over.
Yeah, I didn't have one
this
time.
I hate these, though. I think I had them last time.
I think you did.
Yeah.
It is the Naughty or Nice deviled eggs. This is crispy ham, sweet honey glazed for nice, or spicy honey glazed for naughty. And she got naughty. I believe she asked if they could switch them.
Yeah, split them.
I mean, thank you. And they could not. And I think because of her gluten.
That was my understanding.
And something.
Because last year we split.
Yeah.
We got half and half when we were there with Lucy and Caleb. I do believe their concern was cross-contamination.
Something like that. And so, anyways, she was fine, though.
Yeah.
And, last year they were fantastic, and Chuck and Amy loved them this year. So
you got some of them are dyed green, some are dyed white, some are not dyed white, come white, some are dyed red.
Yeah.
They're really pretty. They come on this
plain looking
biplane wooden contraption.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing with Jock Lindsay's.
Yeah.
Nothing just comes out and is like, here's a plate of food. Everything's like a production,
Yeah.
I feel like, as far as the serving ware, you would say, like when you think about those minecart meatballs, they literally come on a flatbed minecart.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. Let's talk about the ham and cheese trees.
Yeah.
All right. This is puff pastry, cheddar cheese, smoked ham, pepper jack star, and creamy tomato sauce. $16. Bob Ross, what these look like coming to the table, and what's the deal with these suckers?
Well, they're basically holding a brown like piece of wood, it looks like, with a dome that is clear but filled with smoke. And it comes to your table, and then they take it off, and it's that smoky smell, and just amazing. Looks amazing. It's fun. Tastes amazing. And basically the creamy tomato sauce was basically like a
soup?
Tomato soup and cheese. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. That's what I was trying to say.
It's my only knock is I wish there was actually a full bowl of tomato soup in the middle.
I wonder if you could ask for more tomato sauce.
We could definitely go back and try.
Good.
This is outstanding.
It was so good.
It's cool. So basically, think of taking flaky, puffy pastry dough or croissant dough, basically layering it with ham and cheese, and then I guess ribboning it into the shape of a Christmas tree, right? And then
on a skewer,
baking that off on a skewer, right? Then you're going to take a tiny little pepper jack cut cheese star, and that is inserted on the top, and it's light and creamy, and then hit with this smoke. And this is a huge compliment, actually. It tastes like something you would make at 2 a.m. in college after a night out, and probably minus the smoke, because you'd burn the house down potentially.
Yeah.
And it just hits because it's so simple. And it's done so well.
Yep.
Like these are ones I do want to try and make at home with a homemade creamy.
I know you said that.
Right.
So.
Float a tree on top of that whole thing with the ham and cheese right on top of a bowl of soup and just eat it all like that.
It's Florida cold, so soup sounds good.
Well, maybe we just pick up tomato soup tonight. Maybe we could actually make these pretty easily before our little holiday live stream.
Okay.
All right. Couple more things to go over, including a little holiday Main Street Magic meetup at no other than Bar Riva that Friday evening. It was one of our best turnouts ever.
That was fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. We got to meet some wonderful new listeners and friends. Lisa, Brian and Jamie and their daughter, they were there. It was just, Chris came out. He's actually at Monorail. They call them pilots? Drivers? I don't know. But he comes out a lot. John was out there. Of course, Landon and Jess from Vacation Grocery Delivery, and Rachel, Mitch and his family. Like, love Mitch. He's the absolute
so
best.
good to see the
Becky.
Yes, and Mitchell.
Yes. Michael. His dad. Yep. Yeah. And it was wonderful to see the whole family. Yeah. So we hung out there for a while. We got some food. We just had such a great night. So one of the things we got were the chicken strips, which we've had in the past.
Yes.
You get your choice of Parmesan garlic sauce or a Chipotle agrodolce sauce with truffle aioli for $12.49. These, I'm pretty sure, are house-breaded chicken tenders. They are much different than what you're getting in the parks. We love the Parmesan garlic sauce, although it's not really a sauce. To me, it's more of a dry rub.
Yeah.
But this time we got the Chipotle agrodolce sauce. How was that?
Very good.
It was.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that a lot.
A little sweet, a little spicy, just very, very good. It's got those flavors of Chipotle, but without a ton of the heat. And then we got the signature burger again. Now, this is signature blend brisket and chuck burger, Swiss cheese, caramelized onions and mushrooms, a truffle aioli. It's served with Parmesan herbed fries for $17.49. This is the second time we've had it. We
Got it
unfortunately
medium.
split it.
What?
We unfortunately split it.
Unfortunately. Okay. I thought,
Yeah.
I was like, what?
It was very unfortunate. for
We
me.
did, but it was great. It was fantastic. Cut it down the middle. Each had a half. It was really good. The sad part is we had it, and so did who else did and did not like it that night.
Oh, I don't remember. Did Chuck get it that night? I thought it was better than the last time we got it.
I thought
Ours
it was really
was
good.
amazing. Like, I'm not going to give it my personal trophy for number one on property yet.
Yeah.
But it's now in the conversation, I think. You know, we might just need to do like a burger weekend.
Okay.
You know, we go like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I eat a burger each of those 3 days.
Okay.
At the 3 places I deem my top 3 and come back with an official ranking. You know what I mean? Because right now, this is way up there. I loved it.
Good.
Just absolutely perfect
It
burger.
was good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's neat because it's got the earthiness of mushrooms with a light flavor without it punching you in the face. Like, it's not overpowering. Every item here is just perfectly transcribed to like go with all the other items. You know, that's my thing. Sometimes you eat a burger, a sandwich, you know, things like that. If they're not like properly portioned, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And one flavor just takes over, it can ruin it. Mm-hmm. But here, you get everything perfectly. It's just a melody of deliciousness.
I mean, I agree.
We went up. We had a little after party, right, with a couple of us.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to keep hanging out a little bit, especially because we don't see Mitch very often.
Yes.
So we went up to Le Petit Cafe. I'm going to get this out of the way because Rhonda got me back.
I did not.
And Rhonda got
and I
me
did
back.
not mean to.
Good. So, do you want to tell it?
No, because I didn't.
I can't even believe
to.
this happened. I spent the rest of the night just thinking in my mind, I can't even believe that this happened. And I'm just laughing about it again.
Okay. Go ahead.
Rhonda and I got some peppermint mochas. Decaf.
Yeah.
Because it is late now at this point. It's like 9 o'clock at night. But we wanted something hot.
Actually, it was right before 9, and I almost felt bad
they were
because
closing
they were
at 9.
closing.
Yeah, we were the last to order,
Yeah,
I think.
I
Or one person
think
snuck in
so.
behind us. Because Chuck and Mitch, so they have a rosemary, it is a fruitcake old-fashioned. I believe that's there, and it's got Luxardo cherries, rosemary syrup, orange bitters, Uncle Nearest premium whiskey. They both enjoyed that.
Yeah, they did.
For like a fruity holiday old fashioned. So I think I was like, I don't want to be left out. Let me get a peppermint mocha. Mm-hmm. So got those decaf. We're sitting around, we're talking, and much like 2 weeks ago, as we were recording, when I decided to swat an entire venti peppermint mocha from Starbucks all over Rhonda, she accidentally did the same to me.
I didn't.
I know you didn't, but it was almost as though it was planned. I think the only difference is that this one hit a lot more of my thigh.
Yeah, it did.
Because it was on fire. Like, it was hot. It was still very fresh. It was a lot of it. Mm-hmm. And when I was wearing jeans, I was soaked in it. It was fine. I wiped it off. We got everything cleaned up. Cast members were amazing.
I know.
I think everybody was shocked that you and I were laughing so hard because there wasn't even an ounce of like me being upset or mad. Like, as soon as it hit me, my initial response was, oh my God, I did this accidentally to her 2 weeks ago. Now it happened to me. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought later that night when I went to change and remove my jeans that I would possibly have some marks on my body from the heat, but I was fine.
Good.
But it was something. So now we're even. What did we get? What did we get for a little another holiday dessert and treat?
Yeah, I kind of wanted something to eat dessert wise, so we got the gingerbread eggnog. This is gingerbread financier, whatever that is, eggnog, panna cotta, and raspberry gel for $7.29.
Is there a rich guy in the back that has like is
Financier.
investing in gingerbread?
Maybe.
Is that what it is? Maybe he makes it.
Maybe.
He's got major investments in gingerbread. He is the financier. He is the one. He's the only reason that he or she is the only reason the dessert is here.
Yep.
What'd you think of this
Maybe. I really liked it. I thought it was very good. I enjoyed the gingerbread. I could taste the little eggnog a little bit. Like, I liked it.
Yeah.
Did you?
I love the flavors. I love the texture of the gingerbread. I love the texture of the eggnog panna cotta. I like the flavor of the raspberry gel, but I think it could also double as like window sealant because it was super
It was thick.
It was weird. It was a weird texture. It was gummy, but not like a gummy bear. Like again, it was this weird mix between like gummy and gel. I thought the texture was odd, but the flavors were great.
Yeah.
They were really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this. And then, somebody came up short after us to try and order some stuff, and they're like, we're closed.
I know.
You can go.
But you can still sit in there and hang
Yes.
out, which was super nice, and we did. And then I was looking at the time, and I get to the point where I'm like, I need to go to bed.
Yeah. And again, we were up late the night before, but we had such a wonderful
We
time.
did. We had a great time.
We'll look. These meetups we try and do in the around the parks or whatever every month. Sometimes they work out really well. Sometimes they don't. So we try and plan them around kind of when we know some other folks are going to be there, and it's just a great way to get together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everybody that came out. Especially folks like Brian and his family and Lisa that specifically stopped by to see us.
Yeah.
That really means a lot.
It does.
Especially for folks that we hadn't met in person anymore. And like Brian and I talk back and forth on Twitter, every week.
Yeah.
And I'm still never going to call it X, by the way. I'll take that to my grave. I'm calling it Twitter forever.
Okay.
I'm a little bird inscribed on my tombstone.
Okay.
What did we do on Saturday morning on our way out?
Chuck and Amy are infamous for going to brunch. And I mean, so is Rachel, before they drive home. We usually don't. I guess we've become part of it when we join these amazing friends of ours. So Amy picked Summer House, and we were like, okay. If you go back though to episode 628, 648, and 701, we talk about Summer House because we've been.
Yeah. It's become one of our new hangouts.
It has.
Like. It's a go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have really good mocktails. I still love their cocktail, the vodka one, but that I don't get anymore, which is fine. So we've never done brunch. So Winked Brunch is Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Especially brunch menu. I got one of the mocktails I've not had. Of course, we love the wait list.
Yes.
Yeah, it's watermelon.
That's what
it's
I
light.
got.
It's refreshing. Rhonda got that.
Yeah.
It's served in a big, beautiful wine glass.
It is.
Like it's one of those that really does make you feel like I'm having a brunch cocktail, right?
Right.
I went with the Lakeside Cooler. This has like pineapple, fruit juices and stuff. It is the perfect brunch beverage.
Nice.
To me, it was very mimosa-like in its flavor and all. It comes in this, it's called a can glass. It's the shape of a soda can without the top, but it's a glass.
Yeah.
This
that's
like
a great
this is
description actually.
right. This is brunch or literally sitting by the pool or sitting by the lake on a nice warm summer day.
Yeah.
Right.
It was not warm though.
No, it was not. But we were
freezing.
inside. We were inside.
Yeah.
But I actually really liked it. I would be like the wait list. I could get any day, anytime.
Yeah.
This one to me would be much more specific to probably in the morning or brunch.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't get this if we're there at 8 p.m. sitting at the bar like we did that time and I ordered a pizza. You know what I mean? Like I would not get this.
Okay.
I just don't think it fits.
Nice.
Brunch, perfect. So, do you want to talk about what happened?
Yeah. So first of all, Amy, I believe, made reservations through MD.
No, she made it through Open Table.
Are you sure?
Well,
because
maybe both. I don't know what happened.
I think if I'm getting this correct, and we'll be getting texts from Amy soon, but to say this was correct or incorrect. But what I think I know is correct is she made reservations through MDE for 9 a.m. And we went to check in because we were freezing. And
we got
I
there
said,
a little bit before them.
Yeah, I said, can we sit inside and wait for our people? And she said, yeah. So she said she doesn't see us, but go inside and tell Paola because you don't want to be charged. So
and it wasn't busy. We're going to easily get a table.
Right. We
didn't
went
even
in,
need a reservation at this point.
Pretty much. We went in and she kind of, I feel like, still couldn't find us, but said, we have a table for it's fine. You're fine. We're like, okay. So when they get there, Amy and Chuck, Amy got a text message from Open Table saying the 9 p.m. And she's like, wait, what?
Can't wait to see it, 9 p.m.
So we
like,
went
hope to
back
be
up to
home by
Paola, said that they were here, and then said that it was open table at 9 p.m. And we just, again, don't want her to be charged. So again, they were like, no problem. It's fine. It supposedly took us off. So we were sat. Well, we were sat, and the person who sat us, the cast member, said, any allergies? She said, yes. And she said, well, tell your server when they come over, and your server will be right with you. 5 minutes goes by, nothing.
Probably 10, you think, went by?
Probably about 10 when Amy now is, after the 5, Amy's watching people that have now come behind us and sat down.
Yeah, getting drinks and stuff.
Getting drinks.
Yeah, that they've already ordered. Yeah.
And so then she's like, okay, I'm going to go say something. And when she walked away, I guess she was hungry. I was like, fine. But it was funny because Chuck said, Mama's hangry.
Yeah.
So, of course, just walked up to Paola that we have been already, conversating with anyways, and was very polite and said, hey, we've been sat now for about 10 minutes and nobody's come around. So, of course, she apologized and said somebody will be there immediately. And they were.
Uh-huh.
And the awesome cast member took our orders of drinks. And then, we started to go about our business and order. And so we just wanted
a server. And the thing was, we were sitting right next to other people. But what I think happened is they basically the front of the house and back of the house just didn't communicate as far as like, hey, we're sitting somebody here, whatever. I think we were basically sat in what would be considered like a new section that nobody had been assigned to, but literally on the border was another section that somebody had been assigned to.
Yeah.
I think is kind of what happened. But again, we didn't have any issue with it. We didn't care. We were just like, again, Mama was hangry. Jeremy was hangry. I think I decided I'm going to start saying I'm a hangry bison. Because we ate at that place called Hangry Bison, and it was so good. So from now on, you'd be like, what do you want to do? I'll be like, Jeremy's a Hangry Bison. I'm going to refer to myself in the first person, too.
Okay.
So you got that to look forward to for the rest of your life.
Great. So excited.
So then what happened?
Well, we ordered the cheesy dream puffs for a appetizer, and Jeremy loves them. We've had them before.
It's so American. You go out to eat breakfast. You get an appetizer for breakfast. You're like, we're about to eat breakfast. What should we eat before we eat breakfast? Hey, do you guys want a big bowl of bread? I do. Yeah. That sounds good before we eat breakfast.
Well, it's the rosemary and pepper for $10.95, and these are basically your Brazilian cheese bread, so they are gluten-free, so Amy can eat them. Well, we've not had brunch, like we've said, but we've had them before, else like other times. I guess with brunch, they serve it with a like sausage gravy.
Yeah, like a little side of it to dip.
And that was fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
I didn't know these could be made better.
I didn't either.
And they were.
And and Amy loved them. We all loved them.
I'll say this. If they had set down cheesy dream puffs in front of us while we're at Victoria and Albert's, I wouldn't have felt they were out of place.
Okay.
Like seriously, if that replaced the rosemary focaccia that we got, if it had been one of these, I'm just saying, I think it's such a unique high level. It's almost like a popover. So there is the cheese, instead of like a Brazilian cheese bread, where I feel like that cheese is much more in the center, you get it throughout. You don't really get a lot of the cheese in here. Like, it's there, you get the flavor, but it's kind of mixed into the dough, but then the inside is a bit hollow. Like, to me, they look like popovers, where it's a light dough, or almost like a Yorkshire pudding, which you put, and that's probably how they make them. You take a hot muffin tin, right? It's already in the oven. It's hot. You pull it out. You take this batter, whatever it may be, with the rosemary, the cheese and stuff. You pour it in. It immediately starts cooking it, and as you put it in the oven, it literally pops over the top. But it creates this hollow inside. So it's this light, just fresh, airy rosemary, cheese, pepper, heaven. And then you get to dip them in sausage gravy.
Yes.
Loved it.
Very, very good.
Loved it.
So about this time, our server comes back over and tells us, well, first of all, takes our order, then tells us, no, my bad. Let me back up. Comes over and tells us that because of the miscommunication and everything, that he is taking off the cheesy dream puffs of our bill. And not only that, but bringing their famous giant cinnamon roll to us for free. So, and then he took our order because actually Chuck was going to get this for his breakfast. But when our server told us that he was bringing it, then obviously Chuck changed his mind. So this is a fresh blueberry swirl, candied lemon zest, house-made cream cheese frosting for $17.95. And when they say giant cinnamon roll, it is flipping giant. Yeah. Did he say 6?
No,
so
basically the way it is, I think I counted 6 or 7.
Well, and then he reiterated and said that was correct.
Right. So basically they're taking 6 smaller cinnamon rolls and they're just packing them all together in a like springform pan, then covering it in all the good stuff, baking it together. So it almost becomes like a pull apart cinnamon roll bread.
Yes.
But this thing, first of all, it weighs pounds. Right?
It felt like it.
It's honestly, it probably is a pound or 2, which is a lot for food, right?
Yeah.
It is huge. It is, I mean, I just kept laughing because I think of the Jim Gaffigan bit when he's talking about cinnamon roll, like Cinnabon.
Do I sit in it?
He's like,
do I eat it?
Yeah, do I sit in it or do I eat it? Maybe I should sit in it and eat it. Like, it is a beanbag chair sized cinnamon roll.
Okay, it's not that big.
For a baby.
But
a
it
baby
is very
could sit
large.
On this. It's like a tiny ottoman in Flavortown. Is
Okay.
what, I think Guy Fieri would say.
There you go.
It's really good.
It is not gluten free. Amy could not try it.
It probably has all the gluten.
Probably. But the 3 of us did, and we liked it. Chuck was happy he did not, though, order it for his breakfast.
It's way too much for one human to consume.
Yeah. It was really good. Like inside, I really liked it, and then we brought it home for the girls. And when I say girls,
we brought home half of it.
We
if
did.
Not a tiny bit more.
And Lacey ate the entire thing.
Yeah. Entire leftover
Like,
thing.
she wanted breakfast, and I was like, oh, yeah, we've got that cinnamon roll. I warmed it up, and she was almost mad I was taking a bite. Yeah. I just wanted a bite to see if it was going to be as good as it was, and it was almost better. Okay. Because you know how things will sit and
those flavors all kind of. The only thing I wish is it had a little bit more cream cheese icing because I love the cream cheese icing.
And it's house made, so yes, I would have.
I wish I had a little bit more of that, but it's okay without it. Could ask for a side.
Yeah.
But the blueberries, oh my God, this thing is so good.
Yeah, it is.
Like I see going here and just sitting with some friends, having a couple mocktails, cocktails.
Maybe we
one
could
of these
do that
suckers.
Sunday morning with Lacey.
Oh, maybe we could
brunch it up and then let her get that if she wants it again.
Unless you want to go to Cake Bake shop and let her get a little something there. Well, maybe we'll look.
We'll have to ask her.
We'll compare. Moving on though, Chuck got the breakfast burrito. This is scrambled eggs, jack cheese, pico de gallo, bacon, avocado, $16.90. He enjoyed this very much.
Yeah, I said it was really good.
Good size portion.
Good.
Yeah, looked very, very good. I had this on my radar. And then when he got it, I was kind of like, well, maybe I'll get something different. And then Amy went with standard 3-egg breakfast, but it's eggs your way, hash browns, bacon or sausage, 9-grain toast normally. Of course,
her
gluten.
Gluten.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that is $18.95.
They both had hash browns, and they were weird.
They were a little bit strange, right? A little bit of different take on your diner hash browns. I guess.
And I don't think they liked them.
Yeah, they're very dense appearing.
Yeah.
More like a hash brown cake or patty almost,
So,
yeah, they didn't love those as much. You got the breakfast tostadas.
I did.
What you got with
those?
So
there are 2 of these. Mm-hmm. It is pulled chicken, black beans, ranchero sauce, jack cheese, a sunny side egg, and crema for $18.95, and a little side of guacamole and pico de gallo that is not in here.
Oh, those came with those. I don't think I even realized those were on your plate.
Because the guacamole was right
no
here.
Extra charge.
Right.
That's great. Honestly.
And I mean, just a little, I would call it a small ice cream scoop.
Yeah.
Very small,
maybe. And they house make guacamole here. It's one of the main things you can get on the menu.
It was really
good.
Delicious,
right?
It was.
So that's really cool. I don't think I realized that.
This is $18.95, but like I said, there was 2 of them. I didn't know how to eat it, so I just put my fork and knife down and picked it up and ate it. this daggum thing was fan-freaking-tastic.
There it is.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Like, I was blown away. I've really enjoyed lately Mexico when we've gone for these festivals, and I've enjoyed the tostadas. So I was like, Rhonda, you like tostadas? Go ahead and get one and just see. I mean, holy crap. It was fantastic. And I would absolutely 100% get it again. We brought it back home. Did you eat it?
No, it's still in the fridge.
Oh,
so
why?
It's probably no good anymore. I didn't.
That's sad.
I just didn't. I didn't eat
we
a lot.
brought the
I didn't
whole
eat a lot this week. I
one.
know. I didn't eat a lot this week.
Oh man, that is sad that went to waste because it was so good.
You can go eat it.
No, I'm not gonna
Saturday,
eat it
Sunday,
now.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Is 5 days too much? Probably.
That something's already made.
Yeah.
The tostada
It
is
was
gonna
very,
be
very good. They also have a huevos rancheros, I believe, on the menu, but it's
Yes,
very
they do.
huevos rancheros. It's just slightly different take. Again, it is perfectly layered. And that chicken, there was a lot of chicken on those things. And this is another one,
chicken with egg.
Yeah, chicken and egg.
Egg on chicken.
I love some chicken on chicken action. It's so good. But like, I know we say this a lot about, splitting meals. And a lot of people might listen and go, you guys would split 2 tostadas? Do you even eat? And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but you got to think, right? Cheesy dream puffs.
Right.
This cinnamon roll we didn't know we were getting, but let's just say you had ordered it. Like, I do think that your meal was very shareable if you have some other stuff.
Correct.
So, again, if you and I were just there ourselves and we split the cheesy dream puffs, right? Maybe had 1 or 2 each of those, and then, took the rest home because there's quite a few of them. And then we split this and each had a tostada. I think it would be a perfectly good breakfast. And for a pretty good price by the time you're splitting it. So,
and I'm even thinking if I wouldn't have had
you would have eaten both, I bet.
I don't know if I would have.
If we wouldn't have had the other stuff. I would have eaten both.
But I don't think I would have.
No. No.
Because I'm just not a big giant breakfast person anyways.
Right. I'm not either.
So, but yeah, it was, I'd have probably eaten 1.5 if I wouldn't have had anything else. And then I just wouldn't have taken the rest.
Yeah. It was outstanding though.
Yeah,
highly recommend.
Yep.
I went with what Jessica actually got the first time we ever went to Summer House when we met them for a lunch. And we almost sat at the same table. We were very close.
Yeah, we did.
And that is the crispy chicken sandwich. So this is a brunch. This is a lunch. This is a dinner item.
Yep.
This is avocado, a buttermilk dressing, lettuce and fries, $18.95. It's a perfect chicken sandwich. It is perfect.
But what did you do?
Chicken sandwich. I asked if they could add an over easy egg. To me, it definitely brunched it up, and I enjoyed it very much. But I'm going to go back to the burger at Grand Flow. It does not need it. Now, I will say this. When you added the egg to the burger at Grand Flow, it became too much.
Okay.
This did not become too much. It was delicious. It was perfect. You just did not need the egg. That's how good it is on its own. The chicken is a nice, huge chicken breast that's coming outside the bun a bit. It is such a light, airy, but crispy batter. I would just eat this piece of chicken on a plate.
Yeah.
Like just a fork and knife, nothing else. Just let me eat it. So good. The bun, everything about this, I absolutely loved. Their fries, I know we've had their fries before, right? Or have we always gotten sweet potato? Because their fries are almost shoestring fries. They're very, very thin.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember fries then.
They're fine, but I wish they did a little something the way that like Bar Riva does with some Parmesan and rosemary or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they need a little extra something. But if you're me and you eat fries and ketchup, dip them in ketchup, they're perfectly fine. Or I probably could have gotten a side of their buttermilk dressing, which I'm guessing is homemade.
I bet.
And that would have been really good to dip in it as well. But this is a chicken sandwich that if this was at quick service restaurants across property, it would be a go-to. I would stop, be like, just give me a chicken sandwich. I loved it. I thought it was so good.
Nice.
We're going to wrap up real quick before we get to our bus story. I just want to talk real quick. All right, Summer House versus Cake Bake Shop. Rachel just did Cake Bake Shop this morning for brunch.
Yep.
When Cake Bake Shop, first of all, poor Cake Bake Shop, poor Gwendolyn Rogers, was up against the masses of angry ESPN lovers, right?
Right.
So, and this took 4 or 5 years,
right.
which wasn't great for it. When the menu came out with the prices, people bashed this place beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? $18.95 for 3 eggs your way, hash browns, bacon, sausage, toast, here at Summer House, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know how much the 2-egg breakfast with pretty much all the same stuff is over at Cake Bake Shop? $16.95.
Oh.
1 less egg, $2 less. Now, I wanted to really do an apples to apples comparison, but there aren't enough menu items that are the same. But if you look at the pricing of Cake Bake Shop, it is no more expensive for a brunch than Summer House is.
Okay.
Nobody hates on Summer House for their pricing. So many people hate it on Cake Bake Shop.
Wow.
So we're just here to tell you, either hate on both or don't hate on either of them for their pricing, right? I still think so many people are upset with the loss of ESPN that they're not willing to give Cake Bake Shop a try. And you really should. You're missing out.
Yeah.
In fact, if you don't give it a try, there's more room for us, right?
100%.
Because we do want to go back. And I've heard wonderful things about their breakfast. I've seen people that have posted.
Maybe we could.
Maybe we look at that one on Sunday morning.
Sunday morning with them.
And bring home a nice piece of cake or something for her. But, you know, I saw somebody post in a Facebook group, the 2-egg breakfast. Said, love this. Amazing. $16.95, blah, blah, blah. 90% of the comments were, looks like a pretty standard breakfast to me. I can't believe you're paying $16.95. What a waste. Like, come on, y'all.
Wow.
You know? So it's just to say, like, give it a try. And it's if you think that $17 to $20 is too much for a breakfast entree, completely fair. Don't eat at either one of these places, because I better not see you at Summer House, right? If you tell me that Cake Bake Shop is too expensive, desserts aside, $23 slices of cake aside, that's a whole other conversation. Do not tell me that Cake Bake Shop is too expensive and then let me see you sitting at Summer House, okay? Yeah. That's all.
Well, speaking of Summer House and finishing up our order, we did each order a bag of cookies.
Yeah, we did. How many did we get? 5?
I think so. Do we still have some?
We have some bites. So I have a proposition for you. The next time that we decide to get Summer House cookies, I think we need to limit it at a max of 2 cookies.
Oh, why?
One, we usually do not finish the ridiculous amount that we bring home.
They're
we usually
so
bring
good.
home around half a dozen. Because here's how it goes. Okay? Say, Rhonda, you want some cookies? Yeah, I'll order some when we get here. Okay, what are you going to get? I don't know. What do you want? I'll take a peanut butter. Oh, I like the lemon. Sounds good. 7 cookies later. Because you just start going through the menu. You're just like, yeah, we'll do the peanut butter.
The pinky? You wanted the pinky.
Lemon. Yeah, and then I'm like, well, get the pinky. We'll do the pinky. What's that? What's this other one you have? Oh, okay, let's get that. Yeah, we'll do this one. How about this? Like, and we walk out there with a ton, but they're amazing.
They were. And Lacey tried every single one.
Yeah.
She cut them all up, and then that's when we used the crumble. Well, we tried to.
The crumble cookie cutter.
Yep. But they're so good.
They
and
are.
then, of course, you know, they have the amazing gluten-free brownie that tastes so good. Amy got that to go. So that was really fun.
The only one I didn't love was the chocolate chip cookie with the tiny little Rice Krispie treats on top.
Oh, I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. It just didn't, I don't know, it didn't do it for me. The cookie was denser than their other cookies, which were super soft and moist. Mm-hmm. And then this one was denser, and then it had those tiny little Rice Krispie treats on top.
Tiny little Rice Krispie treats.
I don't know, but they are good.
Yeah.
Let's go back real quick to close out. Friday night, we were taking the bus back to Polynesian. We get a bus by ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. So it is cold. And
no, we were taking the bus back to Magic Kingdom. We were, all right, so we were Friday night after Le Petit, how do you say that? Cafe?
Yeah.
That's we were
right.
leaving
My
Riviera.
bad. Yeah, my bad.
And we were like, okay, what's the best way? Because we didn't drive. Mm-hmm. How do we get back to Polynesian?
Yeah.
So we realized it's a party night. So it is going, Magic Kingdom is going to be open late. So a Magic Kingdom bus would come. We just missed the Magic Kingdom bus leaving. Mm-hmm. We had to sit outside. I was freezing. So when the next 20 minutes later, basically Magic Kingdom bus showed up, Frank was the driver. And we get on the bus and I'm like, oh, thank God. It was very nice and warm.
Yeah, had the heat on.
Felt fantastic. It wasn't too hot, but it wasn't cold. It just, I was very happy. He was very grateful that we said that. And so he starts just telling us some stories like we always hear from our amazing cast members. And it was sad because, you know, people get mad that the heat's on and I'm like, it's just sad. Yeah. So we're just talking with him, you know, telling him things and he's telling us things. And he's asking where we're from, and he ends up like, where are y'all going? And we're like, well, we're going to Magic Kingdom because we're staying at the Poly, but we're just going to walk over to the Poly.
Yeah. And he told you, I mean, I know you said like he told some story. He told two very specific stories. One that happened earlier where he said a guy stood in front of him and berated him for having the heat on in the bus.
Yeah.
And he told another one about a woman who would not fold up her stroller. And these people were just so rude to him. And it was one of those things where as he's telling the story, and he's Frank, the New York bus driver, right? Like he is
so
as
great.
New York as can get. He is as Frank
about to
as you can
retire.
get. Yeah, he's retiring soon. Nice guy, but again, just New York, whatever. And he's just. But you could hear even in his voice that like it upset him that these people were treating him this way.
Yes.
So that's where he was very thankful when we walked on and we're like, this feels great.
Yes.
So yeah.
And it was funny because then Amy's. I had a Be Nice to Customers shirt on.
Chuck hugged him. Chuck gave him a hug. He's
Chuck
like,
did.
you look like you need this. And Frank was pretty much like, I do. And hugged him right back.
So then
we're
we're trying to pull my shirt up, which was funny.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh gosh. And we're like, no, this is fine. Like we make these shirts because people aren't. And so we're driving towards Magic Kingdom and he's like, where are y'all going again? And so we tell him, and all of a sudden he turns and he says, I'm going to take you to TTC. And here's what's funny too. Before this, we were thinking that we'll just stop, get off the bus at Magic Kingdom and then walk straight over. But we were going to have to go back through security and Chuck had some stuff for
His
Bar
laptop
Riva.
and stuff. Yep.
Right. That unfortunately got tagged. And basically when they tagged him, like there's so much on his thing that is going to go off.
Yeah. And it takes a little while for them to go through everything.
Right. And it's not like he could hand me something.
Right.
We joked about that. But anyway, so we're going to have to go back through security. But we're not saying anything. And Frank says, I'm going to take you to TTC because it's just a short walk.
And by the way, we were in Pago Pago, which is the closest building to a walk to TTC.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It really was.
And we were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yeah. So that was just amazing.
Yeah. Frank the Tank, you're the man. And this will be one of those stories that we probably tell in 5 years, the way that we tell the Alex story, from All-Star Movies and the desserts, the way that we tell some of these stories about these cast members that you have very brief interactions with, but they can change your trip. They leave an impression on you. So I just be nice to cast members and be nice to everyone, obviously.
Yep.
But it makes me go back to the bus ride with my brother and our families and my parents when the heat was on and the bus was nuts to butts and it was hot on there.
It was.
And this one guy who's trying to create like an uprising, right? He just yells out, "This is unbelievable."
Oh, yeah.
And nobody responds.
Nope.
Like and he kind of looks like he's expecting to say that and people be like, yeah, turn the heat down. Nobody chimes in.
Nope.
And my brother and I, this has been, 8-9 years, I think, 10 years maybe. My brother and I laugh about it to this day and we'll bring it up probably every other month to each other.
And say, unbelievable.
Yeah, we just go, this is unbelievable. Like even in text, something will happen. I was like, this is unbelievable. And he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
So funny.
So don't be that guy.
Yep.
That's all. You can probably get on a bus, and if it's a little warm, take your sweatshirt off.
And not only that, but I mean, maybe ask politely.
Yes.
Like, it's a little warm. Do you mind turning it down? And if they're like, I'm sorry, I can't, or it doesn't work that way, but
deal with it.
Exactly. Don't take a sweatshirt off or something. Don't
and it's a little bit different if the four of us, who were the only four people on the bus, had said, hey, Frank, it's a little bit warm, or would you be able to turn that down? It's different than when you're in a bus full of people, because that means you don't care what everybody else. You didn't take a survey. Hey, who in here is hot? Raise your hand. I'm going to yell at this nice guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there could be somebody in the back like, I actually think it's pretty comfortable. If you turn that heat down, I don't have enough on. I'm going to need to layer up. So be nice to cast members.
Yes.
And if you want to really show that, you can go to mainstreetshirts.com. You can purchase a Be Nice to Cast Members shirt.
Yes, you can.
You can also subscribe.
Yep.
You can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are ready for that next trip, of course, no matter where you want to go, our trusted partner, MEI-Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today. And then, of course, while you are out there, you are subscribing, you're buying Be Nice to Cast member shirts, you are getting ready to plan your next vacation with MEI-Travel. Rhonda and I would be super duper thankful. I bet Frank would be thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Sweet snow dusted. Did I say snow?
What did you? First you said slow dusted. So
I know. Did I say sweet? What did I just say?
Slow dusted. Like that. They're just like this over there. Just put a little bit. Nope. That's too fast. It's going to taste horrible. No, you got to go slower. Just do this. That's too fast. You're fired. All right. We'll try it again.
Layers of hazelnut cake, raspberry black currant mousse, raspberry jam.
You can't get it out, can you? Sweet snow dusted Lindsay cookie. Look like me and fee-free. Fee-fi-fo-fum. Oh.
Okay.
You want to try again?
Yep. Layers of
I can take it over if you need to.
Yeah.
It is a tongue twister. Sweet snow dusted.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.